Hello, everybody, and welcome back to M&J Games. And I am once again joined by the famous, the amazing Planet Plipcam. So, Plip, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Thank you, because you were actually the one that recommended this creation to me, and this is called Discovery Land Disney Paris. It is created by Colin Best 2000 or 200 and the description just says the most detailed park to date. Enjoy your favorite rides such as Space Mountain, Autotopia, and Orbitron. If you use some of the park, please acknowledge the account. Yeah, so you saw this on the Discord, right?
Yeah, I think it was either the Discord or the Facebook, and I just had a look at it, and it really took my memory back. I've been lucky enough to visit Disneyland Paris quite a few times, and it really, resonated with me. This area, it's so immersive, and you've recreated it perfectly as well. So, credit to the creator, and I can't wait to, have a proper look around it today.
Yeah, for sure. And this is one of the best I've seen too. Like I've never been to Disneyland Paris, but I have seen multiple creations with it. Just so it's one of the best I've seen in terms of how detailed it is, particularly on console. And right away, you kind of see the entrance there to Space Mountain, but we're gonna save that for last, right? You gotta save the best for last. But just how I remember I showed Jasmine this, and we were both just amazed at the amount of pieces you used to kind of create that roof. Because she was like, "How did he do that?" And it's like it's just special shapes or art shapes.
Yeah.
So pretty
It
amazing.
really is crazy. I mean, even without even knowing, you could see this and it wouldn't even, you might not know it's a recreation, and you'd still be in awe of it. This is really, it's not
Hmm.
really exactly that you've recreated it, it's even just solely that you've done this on Planko. It's quite amazing the architectural skills that you've used for this.
Yeah, pretty amazing for sure. Especially creating that orbitron or whatever that thing's called. Just the architectural structure for that thing is really cool.
Yeah, so is it called Autopia? Yeah,
Yeah,
Autopia. Um,
good job.
I mean, I really enjoyed this track when I got on this. A bit younger, it was probably really scary for me, but you can see the sight lines around and the variations in the terrain, how the paths work with all those really subtle steps as well. That works nicely, and I'm guessing we'll have a really good view of the go kart track here.
Definitely take a look at it, especially from this elevated views. I like this non-accessible path by guests that's created, but it just gives you great views of the park. Like, look at that.
Wow. Especially zooming in when you have that. I mean, Plipcam gives you such a nice, almost like focal length. It's so beautiful when you zoom in.
Yeah, it's truly amazing, and we got it looks like a little backstage maybe right there, which is nice. But we're not actually going to go up the entrance because that's the one problem with flip cam mode is when you're dealing with a lot of guests, you just the camera's basically bobbing up and down.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so let's go for a lap on the go kart. I did not drive, by the way. I just let the NPC drive. So
Well, we'll leave the driving to I am Matty.
yeah. But this is, I mean, just the views you get on this go kart track is just awesome.
It's quite interesting how, from my memory, I think it's almost like a truck ride. It's one of those where it boringly kind of keeps you in. There's a metal rail in the middle. It doesn't let you oversteer and stuff like that. So it's quite interesting to me that you've used this type of ride because, as I remember it, I think it would be more suited to like the truck rides. That's like the set kind of the
Oh
dark ride
yes,
kind of
yeah.
thing. But I think this is much more fun. You should become an Imagineer because I'd definitely back this over that decision.
Yeah, are you talking about those which I don't know what the heck this driver
They're
was
like
doing because they just
it's like
stopped.
those vintage cars, yeah,
Yeah, like the lunar autos, I think is what they're called.
yeah,
Yeah, I just love the foliage used too because it really just blocks off blocks off that area of the park that you didn't build in. This is really nice and using the flags and that structure is just awesome.
yeah. And also, I mean, we've just checked out another video on Michael's channel. Like, it's giving me Taran vibes just looking at all these beams placed down. So make sure to check out that video after this one. But yeah, I really love the theming all the way around it. And is this the Buzz Lightyear ride yet? I mean, this is another really nostalgic ride. Probably the first one that I, properly got into theming of theme parks and stuff. It's crazy, this ride. I really do enjoy it.
Yeah, that building looks awesome. And it's just a flat ride in here, so it's not the dark ride for Buzz Lightyears or anything. But I think it's really well done with this. And this kind of little space area, kind of to the left right there, looks really cool.
And is that the balloon? On the right there. It looked like the balloon.
Okay. I'd have to see when we.
It looked like the hot air balloon, and I think that's been placed on its side to make like a, what's it called, a blimp or something. Really good use of a piece.
And really good foliage work here too. Just using all the different plants and bushes and sometimes trees buried in the ground just to kind of create that really nice lush forest area. So I mean, one of my favorite go-kart things I've seen. I think it's not anything that's necessarily overly complicated in terms of what you put around the track other than that walkway, but it really kind of adds just to that area. So absolutely love it.
Are we going on to the main event now? Getting excited.
Yeah. So to work our way over towards Space Mountain, which I think I walked back here because there is a little bit of there's like a train station back there, but it's not for guest access. It's more just to kind of visually see going around the edge of the park. Nice little vending machine stop here.
Yeah, good. I think all the covers that are all the way around. I mean, even on that Autopia, I think it. Of course, it is a recreation, so you're using the ideas from the park. But I think even to get it so accurate with the covers on the queue and even the covers for shade, that's a really nice feature that you've managed to pull off.
All right, so we've changed to nighttime, and we are passing right through people to. We're just skipping the line. I mean, we got one of those Disney fast passes, right, that said show up at 10 o'clock and get to skip the line, and we are about to head on to Space Mountain. So I know this is what you've been waiting for, Plip.
Yeah, I'm so excited to. I'm going to confess now that I've never actually been on this ride. Last time I was there, I was too scaredy cat, and I probably still am today, from hearing the rumours about this ride. Apparently it's really jolty, but it's probably just rumours, and you should give it a go and not make an interpretation before I actually ride it. But you know, looking at the queue line, it's really nice. And it also, while it's so dark, it's actually really nicely lit up. Sometimes queue lines are difficult to do indoors. And look at that station. Wow. Really good.
That is insane. Just the detail in this station is amazing.
And random pieces as well.
And I hope we get a good view of it, because honestly can't remember if we do or not. But he created the look of having a dual loading station, even though it's only one is actually being used. So I think that's a pretty cool touch.
Yeah.
And so it's using, I believe, the Copperhead Strike coaster. I've never been on the Space Mountain in Paris, so I don't know what the actual coaster track and coaster cart looks like. I've just used the one that's been on the one that's in Disney. But this station is just, like you said, all the custom pieces are just amazing. And he put a trigger on the coaster. That's one thing I'd say I would change. I would have liked for it to trigger tonight, like right here.
Yeah, I
feel
agree.
like this part visually would have been a little bit better at night.
I love how intricate this cylinder is. I mean, I don't know what pieces. I'm guessing it's some kind of rectangles to make these cylinders above us. But really incredible. It seems so smooth as well. So must be a high piece count.
Definitely, I think I checked it out, and it's definitely those rectangular art pieces.
Taking it all in. Looks amazing.
Planets and stuff that makes you feel like you're obviously flying through outer space.
Wow, look at that. I mean, I love the lighting that suddenly lights up some of the, you can't see things until suddenly the lights turn on. Really good triggering.
Agreed. And when you're not on the ride, it's hard to really even see any of it, as I'm sure you saw from one of those little intro clips at the beginning of the video. But this is honestly one of the smoothest creations I've seen for Space Mountain, because usually when some people make this, like, it's hard to get the coaster smooth, but this is really well done.
Yeah, I mean, even I think having the star panel, sometimes people struggle with having all the stars lining up, but it almost seems like you've rotated it a bit to make it not line up and seem really linear. I think that's a problem people have with the star panels.
Yeah, totally agree. And we're gonna try to follow kind of the track a little bit, and at least try to get a view of what it looks like at nighttime going through this area. And there's where the second station was created to kind of give it the illusion of having a dual loading station. And that's one thing I wish or hope they would give in Planet Coaster 2 is find a way to create a dual loading station within the same queue line. Um, I think that'd be really cool. And I love the lighting here. This is just awesome.
And also, like, of course, the inside interior effects that you have with all of the different. I mean, it's hard enough to actually make all of those art-shaped cylinders as it is, but to get a nice pattern that seems like you're really speeding up, it really does add to it.
Yeah, totally agree. And I think another thing about this is it's kind of hard to see now, but the the length of that ride is crazy, especially for the whole ride being inside the dark or in the dark like that, like inside the building. So that's really impressive too, the length of that coaster.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed that one, and what a brilliant recreation that was. And I definitely think from the outside, I think that coaster, building it in Planco, well, amazing. I do think that sometimes dark coasters and indoor coasters are quite hard to sell with some of the lighting that we have. As you can light things up as much as you want, but I definitely think the outside is my favourite for that one. And I just love how it's all boarded off by, is that a train or a monorail?
Yeah, it's a train. Yeah.
Yeah, really love it. Well done.
If anybody could tell on the roof there, but that the pieces that were used to kind of create those little cross look a little bit, not necessarily a cross, but like the locomotives, I believe, and
Oh wow.
copied and pasted them on the roof and different stuff. And so hopefully we get to see that a little bit better. But it's just all the little pieces and the detailing being used is just insane. Like even look there at the roof, right? Like that's using the like.
Is that all beat?
Yep, that's
Oh,
all
to
wooden
make that
beams.
curve. Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, pretty amazing. And so here, just kind of looking at this is not an accessible train for guests. It's just like I said, trying to give the visual of it because I'm guessing there's a train going around this area of the park at the actual Disneyland of Paris. So really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have checked it out with you, Michael. And thank you so much for having me along.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining Plip, and everybody make sure to hit the like button, go to Plip's channel, and subscribe to him, and have a wonderful rest of your day.